Hey, this is Diane from Teach PreK, and today I want to talk to you about circle time, mostly how having a good circle time routine can set the tone for your whole day, make circle time be a time of community and learning that the kids will love and that you will love as well. Circle time can be a frustrating time, and sometimes you just want to get through it. So I hope in listening to some of these suggestions and hearing about some of the things that I do, it will maybe become your favorite part of the day. Trust me, I still have times when I just can't wait to get it over with. The kids are squirrely, they won't stop interrupting. I can't get through one sentence seemingly, and I'm just ready to hang it up as soon as I start. But I do have a really good routine that I think a lot of you will benefit from. So when I start my day, the kids come in and they have some activities to do at three different tables. You might want to call this morning work. I call it mini centers because they've got free choice of those three tables plus the magnet board and reading books that they can do when they first arrive in the morning, and they can hang out with their friends and chat, hang out with their teachers, get some of that social anxiety worked through, and be on their way to a really, really good day at school. After that's finished, we have a cleanup transition and a going to the rug transition. I have a song that we sing that brings them to the rug. It's really simple. I use the same tune for almost everything. All I do is sing, put your pockets on the rug, clap, clap. Put your pockets on the rug, clap, clap. Put your pockets on the rug, put your pockets on the rug, put your pockets on the rug, on the rug. That's it. So they know that's their audio cue. It tells them exactly what to do. Put your pockets on the rug. 6 words. Repeated over and over and over. So it's very obvious what they need to do. Plus, we've practiced the routine. They've got it down. They know, they hear that song. They're there. I do not have anything for them to sit on but the rug. We do not have carpet squares. We do not have assigned spaces. Last year, I used carpet squares with their names on them for my pre-K class for a portion of the year, just so I could get through circle time, because the kids had so many people that they would sit by that would just create chaos and a lot of problems. It's the only time in 15 years I've ever had to have any kind of assigned seating for circle time. I don't have them actually sit in a circle. My rug is a big, colorful, bright oval with the letters of the alphabet around it. Um, all of those letters are in circles. The other teacher has her class sit in a circle. I don't like that because I can't see all their eyes and their faces. So I have them sit where they can see me. So they know they can sit anywhere on that rug they want. They just have to see my eyes and I have to see their eyes. I don't expect them to sit perfectly still, crisscross applesauce, with their hands in their lap. They are in preschool and pre-kindergarten. That is not my expectation. So one thing you can do to make circle time easier for you is to throw that expectation out the window. Change your expectations. Change what you expect to have happen, and you're not going to get thrown off your game all the time. I expect them to touch their friends, to talk, to roll around. It is my job to bring them back to what they should do and give them gentle reminders to keep their hands to themselves, to sit on their pockets, and to give me their eyes and their listening ears. That is my job. They are coming to school to learn how to do that. I don't expect them to come ready to go. And it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks of school that I've had so far. we're still learning. We're still learning up until the last day of school, really. So we get to the rug. I usually have a song that I sing once we get to the rug that will have like some hand motions. I like Peace Like a River. We do that a lot during the year. Those hand motions, along with the song, helps them get their wiggles out, gets a little gross motor going on. I switch up the song. It could be Brush Your Teeth. There's so many different songs that you can do to start the circle time routine that you can put actions to, that the kids can get some wiggles out, that they know that when the song is done, you're starting business, you're ready to go. They've wiggled around a little bit, they found their spot, their eyes are on you, you've got their attention, song's done, and you move on from there. At that point, with my pre-K class, I will do a thing called Name of the Day. I write their name on a whiteboard. I use magnetic letters scrambled underneath. They recognize their name from the written name, rearrange their letters. That progresses through the year, becomes more challenging. At the point I think the kids get it, then I up a level, up a level, up a level through the end of the year. I will start and stay with the written name and the letters underneath with my preschool 3 to 4 year olds halfway through the year. So after winter break, I will start that. I do not do that at the beginning of the year because most of them do not know their name by sight. So I've got their names everywhere. It's on their coat hook, their cubby, their placemat, the alphabet wall, the bulletin board for the art wall. I have name strips with their picture and their name on it for kind of a roll taking that I do at the beginning of the day. They will know their name or at least their first letter by halfway through the year, and then I can start something like that. I don't want to make it too challenging and not interesting for the rest of the class because I will lose their attention really, really fast. The pre-K kids know some letters, they know their names, they're starting to know their friends' names. It's interesting. We go over each letter of the name. I count the name. That's how we'll get our number of the day. On Mondays, we start with our letter of the week and our shape of the week. On the wall behind me, the shape of the week has its own little spot. It's the first year I've done that is this year, and I forgot to change the shape of the week on Tuesday. We had the long weekend and they all let me know about it. So it has now become part of our routine in just a few short weeks. Isn't that crazy? So we will introduce the letter of the week, and I do that with my alphabet anchor charts. My anchor charts, I've got one for the uppercase, one for the lowercase. Each letter is like a bubble letter filled with things that begin with that letter sound. So we will see the shape of the letter. We will learn the sound. We will say things. I will point to the pictures. We will say things that begin with that letter sound. Then we'll do some skywriting. If the letter of the week is the letter F, I will say, get your finger pen out. We're going to start at the top, make a line down, go back to the top, make a line out, go to the middle, make another line out. There you go, uppercase F. I'll show them lowercase f. We look at uppercase left F. Do these things look alike? Kind of. That what's different? Well, the lowercase f looks like a candy cane. So we will skywrite our lowercase f and we'll go through the letters in there. So we practice forming the letters as well by doing some skywriting, which will help us further on during the week and after circle time with center time, where we'll dive deeper into that letter and practice it a little bit more. So that is my Monday routine with letter of the week. Like I said, I get my number of the day from the name of the day for pre-K. So we count the letters of the name, that becomes our number of the day. So if that's 2 letters, 3 letters, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to, I think I've had a child with 12 letters in their name. we will do those numbers over and over and over. And then I'll become a little bit more strategic and I'll start picking the numbers that after assessments or doing lots of number centers, I know that they don't recognize, or that they start fast counting and don't quite get the one-to-one correspondence. We will do that for our number of the day. Just before I go on, I'll let you know that for my preschool 3-4s, we do 0 through 5 until halfway through the year. And then we'll pick up and do 0 through 10. But we do 0 through 5 because I want to know that they know those numbers by sight. They can count them, they can say them, they can skywrite them. They know if I write the wrong number that it's the wrong number. We really go over it over and over and over again. I have found that that works really well, and then it primes them for getting ready for the numbers that come after. And they really get that 0 through 10 by year's end. So one thing that I will do with my number of the day is we will write it down on the whiteboard. We will break it apart in different ways on the whiteboard, but we'll also do it on our fingers. So if I'm doing the number of the day is 5, for example, we'll say, okay, show me 5 on one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, can we make 5 with 2 hands? There's a couple of ways we can do that. So for my 3-year-olds, I might say, I'll show you a way we can do it. Show me your pointy finger. Now show me all 5 fingers and bring your thumb in to your palm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay, now show me 2 fingers, like the peace sign for peace like a river. We've got 1, 2. Now I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to try to hold my pinky with my thumb. You guys, this is hard for them, and this is a really good motor skill, is grabbing that pinky with that thumb. Some of them will not be able to do it, but they'll try their best. By the end of the year, you'll notice they'll progress, and everyone should be able to do this. So then we count our fingers, and we have 5 fingers. And we do that for whatever number that we've got. If it's 1, you can just, this is the only way to do it. If it's 2, we can do it this way, or we can do it this way. So we'll do that. Then I will have them stand up. And if our number is 5, we will do 5 jumps. And we count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I always show it on my fingers as well. Then we'll do a thing I call slow motion sit down. We need to use all 5 seconds to get down to the floor. And we're going to count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Our bum hits the rug at 0. We use all those seconds. If the kids go down really fast, I make them stand right up again, and we do it again super slow because we have to use all that time. So we're counting 5 forward on our fingers, backward on our fingers. We're moving our bodies up and down and jumping. Then we'll do a clapping for 5, and we clap 5 claps. I have them usually prep their hands, get them warm, open them like a book, look at their hands, and have big concentration, because we don't want 4 claps. We don't want 6, 7, or 8 claps. We want just 5. Ooh, I bet you can't stop at 5. If I give them a challenge, more likely I'm not going to have the kid who thinks they're funny and just keeps clapping. So we will clap to 5. So we've gotten in some clapping. We're challenging. We're counting. So many things are going on. It works for those kinesthetic learners too, because we're using our body to make the numbers. It's great. I absolutely love that routine. So we will do that. When I do my shape of the week, I'm going to jump back there for a minute because I forgot to mention this. We might spend a few seconds one day of the week looking around our room, seeing if we can find any rectangles, our doors, our tables, any ovals, our rug, any circles, this spot on the rug, the pictures up there, whatever. It's another way to reinforce that shape learning as well. With our letter of the week, it's crazy, you guys. The kids will automatically start finding those letters around the room. I bring it up sometimes, but usually I don't even have to. They will start after a month or 2 of school, especially in my pre-K. Preschoolers, it might take a little bit longer, but they'll get there as well. So we have got our We've introduced our letter of the week. We've done a number of the day. We've done a name of the day. I have a linear calendar. So I will go through the linear calendar, and all I do is I will say, okay, let's count the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Today is this spot. What comes after 6? 7. So, a lot of times with my calendar numbers, I'll do patterns. Right now, I've got apples, and I've got red apples and green apples, and they go in a pattern: red, green, red, green. So, I take that time when we do our linear calendar, and I'll also teach a little bit about patterns. All I do is what day we're on, and we count the days. We add the next day. I don't do days of the week. I don't do months of the year. I don't do yesterday, today, tomorrow. In kindergarten, that might be appropriate. In first grade, that might be appropriate. Way at the end of my pre-K year, I might throw that in to see if they are developmentally there yet, but they just are not developmentally ready for the traditional calendar time. Just use the linear calendar, get some counting in. That'll bring in those teen numbers, the 20 numbers. You'll count to, at least 29, if not 31, every single month. And they'll get to see those numbers. Maybe it will stick, maybe it won't. It's just letting them hear that. It's that repetition. They will get it eventually. This is just that great introduction and that repetition that we like to do a lot of in preschool. After we do that, we might do our job chart if we have time. I don't do that every single day. We'll do a birthday if somebody has a birthday that day. We will look at our today's birthday. We'll sing happy birthday. They'll get to pick a birthday book from the birthday book box, and we're on our way. Then we will do a book for our theme, or discuss our theme, or both. So this week my theme is community helpers. I'll pull out a nonfiction book that is age and developmentally appropriate, and we'll read about firefighters, police officers, teachers, veterinarians, farmers, grocery clerks, letter carriers, sanitation workers, whatever we're going to focus on that day, and we'll read one or two of those. If it is a day other than Monday and I've already introduced the letter of the week, I have flip cards that I do on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I do the Lakeshore tubs with the little items that start with the letter of the week. So we'll play a guessing game with that. On Thursday, I like to do my ABC book, which is a book that has every letter of the alphabet. I point to the letter, and it's just like a spiral notebook. Point to the letter. There's a picture that starts with that letter. There's extra spaces where I can write names of people in the class or draw pictures of another thing that starts with those letters. So I will do like A, apple, A, B, butterfly, B, C, cupcake, K. And we go through A to Z. I'll usually pick a day where I'll make sure I give myself time to do that. I'll work that in after we've had a few letters of the week, so the kids know more letters and letter sounds, so they feel more successful doing it. Eventually, they've got the routine down. They like doing it. They love knowing that they know that. When I introduce another letter of the week, they remember that letter sound from doing the ABC book, and they can participate more fully with our letters of the week that way. I like to throw in poetry on Wednesday. Sometimes I use a book called Running Babbitt that I really like. It's by Shel Silverstein, and it definitely has preschool, kindergarten, first grade relatable poems in there. The kids really like them. They're funny, they're cute, they're short. I haven't done poetry for a while. COVID kind of threw me off. It's something I'm working back into this year. I'm really glad I'm doing it. You can use nursery rhymes during that time as well, just to get a little bit more literacy, another little literacy element in there for your class, because they definitely eat that stuff up. They love it. It works so well for their auditory learning and just learning that pattern of poetry. Rhyming words is great. At the end of my circle time, you guys, I saved this time for doing letter videos. I'm lucky enough to have a gigantic smartboard in my room. So I will show the letter videos from ABC Mouse and Storybots every single day. They've got a great, catchy little song with a lot of beginning letter sound words in them. It's fantastic, just reinforces that letter and the letter sound and what the letter looks like, forming the letter over and over and over. I also like to add in the Sesame Street podcast of the letter, a couple of songs or informational nonfiction books about our theme, not books, excuse me, videos about our theme of the week. Super Simple Songs and Kaboomers have great short videos. National Geographic will have some great ones. You can even turn to Blippi on YouTube. Really, there's so much just when you do searches, but I suggest you watch them and make sure that they're developmentally and age appropriate. And YouTube is getting better at not putting non age appropriate advertising for movies and things in the front of or in the middle of videos that are geared toward children. For a while, they were putting some really scary movie trailers in front of or in the middle of some kid videos, but they've done a great job at cleaning that up. So that is how I do my circle time. I use the time when the kids are focused on the videos to go and set up centers and get ready for our day. It's something the kids can be focused on instead of being focused on me. It gives my voice a rest, but at the same time, I am continuing things I've already taught in circle time. Another thing I like to do is those really old, like from the 60s and 70s. How I found them was I typed in Sesame Street Baker on video. They do numbers 1 through 10, and the video is not the best quality, but man, kids love them. It's always funny with the little baker at the end dropping everything on his tray. The kids always think that's funny, but it really reinforces what the number looks like, how to form the number, counting. That one-to-one correspondence is fantastic for that. I will throw those in and make sure they correspond to our number of the day. The Sesame Street also has lots of really great shape videos. So does Kaboomers, the Learning Station, Super Simple Songs, so many things like that, you guys, that you can add into your circle time, make it a little bit more independent, less teacher led during those, like maybe last 5 minutes of circle time. Get your kids focused on something other than you so you can get the day ready. It's fantastic for me. If you don't have a smart board, my co-teacher across the hall has a gigantic handheld iPad. I don't even think it was an iPad. I think it was not Macintosh. It was some kind of Android tablet that was really big. She now has an internet enabled smart TV that she can use in her room. But you guys, those videos are fantastic. You can also put the names of those videos you watch during circle time in your parent newsletter or the links to them so they can watch those at home and get even more reinforcement of what you've been learning. I love to add in, if I know I'm going to read a book that's on Scholastic Animated Books or Vooks, that's books with a V. They're great because there'll be little animated storybooks that is going to introduce and thus reinforce the comprehension of a story that you're going to read later in the day or that you read during circle time. It's a great little thing to add in as well. So I hope I've given you some good tips for circle time. The more entertaining, energetic, and fun you can make it for the kids, the longer you're going to hold their attention and the less management of circle time you're going to have to do. So I know it's like giving a little mini show every single day, but you got this, you can do it. I also tell my aides at the beginning of the year, circle time is the time I need you to manage the kids so I can do the teaching. And my aides are great at it. Sometimes they end up with kids on their lap and they've got to get the kids off their lap to deal with the situation, but they have figured that out themselves. I don't want to micromanage them and say, don't have kids on your lap, whatever. I want them to find out a routine that works for them, but you've also got to keep your eye on what your aides are doing. You might not be as lucky as I am and have the most amazing aides in the whole world, but I have the most amazing aides in the world. And you might need to tell them, hey, maybe don't have kids on your lap so you can manage the rug a little bit better while I'm up here trying to read and do a song and do a story and do a name of the day and a number of the day and go through our letters and whatever. Usually everything that you do, you can make it engaging enough and it's fun enough and interesting enough that the kids really, really are with you and you don't have that much management to do. Kids love guessing games. Always find a way that you can make like your alphabet flip cards or your letter sound flip cards or that little Lakeshore tub with the little stuff in it. Make it a guessing game. Give clues. The kids want to listen to the clues and they want to raise their hand and guess. So engage the kids in the circle time. Don't have it just be you, throwing things out at them. Find lots of different ways for them to participate and get excited about it, and they will love circle time. And guess what? You will too. The less classroom management that you have to do, the better it is for both you and for the kids. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed my little video. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments for me. Thanks.